We're starting in a minute. I am not and you're running, you're not very slowly. You're not. Hi everyone, I don't know when I'm starting.
You're good to start now.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna jump right in there. Hi everyone. Okay, so I've done so many Zoom classes in the last few months, and I'm very excited to be able to do one with Manchester, England. Like, this is so cool. People always ask me if I'm English, and you guys know where I'm from, right? You can tell the difference. I'm Australian, but I've been living in America for almost 28 years or almost 29 years. I'm not even sure. I think I've lost count at this point. I wrote a cookbook called Perfect Flavors. I believe it's available in your neck of the woods. And I hope to come to your neck of the woods when Corona. Sorry, dropped the ball there. Hope to be able to come to back traveling and doing cooking demos all over the world. I write for Mishpacha magazine. I do cooking videos on Hershel.com. I love connecting with people all over the world, and even I'm going to leave the book down. It keeps falling. And even though we have Corona and people are so limited in New York, it's kind of like lifting a little bit, and we can move out around a little with our masks. Some people wear their masks, some people don't. Whatever. As long as we have Zoom and all these ways that we can connect with each other, we can be together but apart. And I love that we can still have this connection. I like my classes to be interactive. So even though I'm here in Long Island, it's a beautiful sunny day here in Long Island, New York. I live in the 5 towns, the town of Woodmere. You guys, I believe it's nighttime, but if it's Manchester, it's not so dark yet, right? See, I'm asking questions, but I want to wait for your answers. So I like to use the chat. You can post in the chat. Can you guys hear me? There's a chat here. I can't hear anything. Turn up your volume. Me? Turn up my volume? Yeah, sound is fine. So am I okay? See how we're all communicating? So throughout my class, if you guys have questions, just type it in and I'll try to get to you as soon as I can. Okay, so this afternoon we're going to be making Southeast Asian food. So most people think Asian food. Right away they think of, for sure in America, they think of Chinese food and General Tso's chicken and sesame chicken. But I'm going with a different flavor profile. I'd like to do a few different techniques today, and we're making something hard. But I want to make something with from Vietnam and from Thailand. So, and these ingredients are all found in local kosher supermarkets. I was in London. I have not been to Manchester yet. My grandmother was from Leeds, so one day I will get there. So I know that they have these in London, so I'm sure if it's in London, they can get it to Manchester. So everything is like really simple ingredients. We're going to be making Vietnamese summer rolls first, and then we're going to make some pad thai. Pad thai is the national dish of Thailand. But first, let's get cooking with our summer rolls. Now, when I mean get cooking, actually means something else, because this is a first recipe is a non-cook recipe. What does she mean? Okay, so this is actually really cool. Has anyone ever worked with rice paper before? Come on, I want to see your comment. Has anyone ever worked with rice? Have anyone ever seen rice paper before? Okay. All right, cool. Okay, so some yes, some no for sushi. No, it's not sushi. Sushi is the seaweed. Unless you've made this with seaweed, you could totally do this for sushi. But this, I'm going to show everyone. This is rice paper, and these are the summer rolls. First up, it's Vietnamese. This is actually made in Vietnam. And look, it has a nice big fat OU and the CRC and a different Hershel as well. I'm not so familiar with that one, but it's got a really good Hershel. So even though it's from Vietnam, which you wouldn't think there were so many Jews, and I've actually been to Vietnam, and there are not a lot of Jews. The only Jew that there is the Chabad and any businessmen that travel through there. So this is for snacks though. Okay. So this is the rice paper. We're going to be using rice noodles in both recipes. So this is rice, this paper. Look, it's like see-through, it's as thin as paper. I'm going to shake it. It's a little bit noisy. It feels like hard plastic. Listen, right? Okay, so we're going to set this aside and we're going to prepare everything that goes inside our filling. So we need some romaine lettuce, okay, about this size. And we need purple cabbage shredded. See how everything's kind of like laid out in front of me? I might just flip the camera, my iPad. Oh, did you get dizzy from that, guys? And that way, I feel like that might be a little bit better. So here I have my cabbage, my carrots, my lettuce. You can put in cucumber if you like, whatever, favorite vegetables you like. I've done it with mango. I've done it with chicken. I've done it, whatever protein you like. Today I'm going to use the, that fake crab what they put in sushi. So yeah, it comes in little plastic. So you take off the plastic and then you kind of like pull it apart like that. Okay, questions, guys? Is anybody here on this group that I know? I know Michal Martin. I don't know where she lives in regards to you guys, but I love playing Jewish geography. And my very good friend Leanne Taylor, her mum, I don't know her mum, but I watched that show called Strictly Kosher, and her mum was on it, Burnett Clark. So shout out to her. I always like to see who we know. Anyone know anyone from Australia, or I'm from Sydney or from New York? Okay, so here we have our vegetables lined up, and of course some avocado. Love avocado. So we're just gonna, I have it half over here, so I'm just gonna pull out that pit. It's a little bit hard to get out. Usually it's a little bit easier. And I'm just gonna pop it out, peel it back. And you always want to have all that laid out in front of you because you're going to see it's going to be very quickly. All right. So now we're going to throw this out, the peel out. We're going to put our avocado. I have a bowl right here in front of me. I'm just going to make some slices of avocado. See? Now I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm just going to wash my hands. And I want to dry them. I just want to get a paper towel. Hold on. I see I'm out of paper towels. Of course, that happens in a car. Does anyone have any questions so far? Okay. And why I'm so really want that paper towel is there was a little bit of avocado on the board, so I just want to wipe it off. Okay, now for the really cool part about this recipe, okay? Here is our rice paper, okay? I'm going to take this pan. I'm going to put some, like, warm water in it. You don't want, like, so cold. You don't want cold water. If it does, though, get cold, it will work too. This works better when the paper is, like, slightly wet. Hold on. It's when the water is slightly wet. Slightly warm, sorry. Water is slightly wet by nature, hence that's why it's water. Okay. I'm going to just grab another one. Okay, so here we have our paper. I'm going to dip it in here. See how I'm dipping it in, and I'm just kind of like spinning it. And now that it's wet, it's got a whole different consistency. It's malleable, it's pliable. See, before, if I would have done that, it would have snapped. Now it's foldable, okay? So I'm going to put it on my board. It becomes almost see-through. Can you guys see it? I'm seeing questions. I'm going to the chat to see if there's any questions. Okay. Okay. I'm looking at the questions. So, Minnie, thanks for watching kosher.com. Somebody said something about Melbourne. I'm from Sydney. But I know a lot of Melbourne people. Okay, so here we go. Back to our round circle. Okay, so I'm going to take some of our romaine lettuce and I'm going to put it on the bottom third. Kind of like if you were filling a blend, if you're making cheese blends. So in the lettuce leaf, I'm going to put purple cabbage. I actually buy mine from the supermarket already shredded up in bags, checked. Carrots. And you can put in, as I said, cucumbers, mango, radishes, the works. Okay. Oh, I have a bit of it. See, I have a piece of avocado here. I just want to show you something. See, it's too thick. I cut it too thick, so I'm just thinning it out. That's a key to this because anything is too big, it won't, like if you've ever made sushi, if it's too big, it will explode out of it. Okay, what have I left out? Oh, here, our protein. Now, whoop, good save. I do want to say one thing, and I'm trying to keep it angled on the food, but sometimes I want to talk to you and I want you to see my face. You can use it like leftover chicken, like this. Sometimes it's leftover chicken from chicken soup and you don't know what to do with it. Instead of this, like take out the chicken and pull off the bones and put it in this. It's gluten-free. It's a really great recipe to have for dinner and a great way to repurpose any dinner recipe that you have. I've even taken my leftover roast from Shabbos, shredded it up, warmed it a little bit, and then put it inside also. Okay, see now, can you guys see what I'm done here? I've lifted up the edge and now it's stretchy, gently moving it. You see, it's like starchy plastic wrap. Now I'm going to fold it up. And I'm going to do the side. I'm going to do the other side. And I'm going to roll it up. Just like that. You see? And now this is done. It's like a clear floating salad, all wrapped up in rice paper. Now I kind of cut it in half. Look at that, guys. Look how healthy and delicious that is. It's one delicious bite. I'm going to put it in a little bowl. Okay. I would fill the bowl if I was serving it for Shabbat. Okay, now I'm going to do another one. Like if you could make this for shalashitas. I've made it the day before, but quite often I'll just make it fresh. And I use up any leftover veggies in the house. Like be practical. You know, this is one of these really great things. You can throw anything in it. Avocado. I'm going to do the last one for you and then we'll move on to our next one. roll it. On Shabbos, when I make it, I take a little warm water from the Shabbos in. And then I let it cool. You can't do it boiling water. Just roll it up. Ta-da! And how is that? So here is my bowl with a few pieces in it. You can put it on a platter. And then I serve it with some sweet chili sauce. So I'm just going to in my book, I have a recipe for this and has a recipe for like a peanut sauce. But otherwise, I quite often just serve it just like this. And I love the color of the sweet chili sauce. So that is the first recipe. Yay! Can I get a round of applause? I'll clap. Do we have any questions? I'm going to the chat. Okay. Hi, Naomi. Looks delicious. How long does it keep in the fridge? Great question. It will keep. You have to wrap it really, really, really well. It will keep for overnight, like it, till tomorrow morning. If I'm making it now, this, early evening time, I would say till tomorrow morning. You have to wrap it really well because the rice paper gets bad. All right, let's go to the next question. Looks yum. It's mint. So the rice paper is eaten raw. So it's not really raw. We're not cooking it. We're like soaking in hot water, and that's kind of cooking it. It's kind of like a little weird. And now we're going to prepare for the next recipe, which is again using the rice paper, rice noodles. Okay. And also we're going to cook it in boiling water as opposed to boiling it in boiling water. I'm going to show you. What does she mean? Okay, so let me just move now we're going to make the pad thai. I don't want to move too fast. If anyone has questions, please let me know. I would love to be able to answer them for you. Or we can eat some avocado. You guys should not. Not really going to eat it now. Later. You guys should all follow along. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to get rid of this part. We're going to make the pad thai. Here is water boiling, and I'm going to show you what rice noodles look like. I'm going to lift up the camera. So this is rice noodles. Comes in a package like this. Okay. And comes inside, I call these nests. So 4 nests. I'm only going to use 2. Actually, I'm going to use 4. I'm going to bring that water to the boil, shut the power off, and then put it in the hot water. It's almost going to steam. That's how it cooks. It steams in the water. It cooks in the water by rehydrating. You don't have the flame on. Okay. Someone just asked. I just saw that. What is it? It is rice. Before we had rice paper. Rice can also come in a noodle format. Also at your local kosher grocery store. Okay. So in meanwhile, let's prepare the sauce for the pad thai. So we need a small pot. Whenever I do a class, I line the second recipe up on a cookie sheet. Everything pre-measured, so it's nice and organized. Okay, so taking everything off. Even the onion gets a little bowl. We can put this away. Just bringing everything over. Okay. And let's see what else I need. Terrific. One more knife. Okay, so this is also a parva recipe, but you can totally add some chicken into it as well. This is actually served, if you go to Bangkok, this is actually served in the Chabad restaurant. They have an American menu, an Israeli menu, so you can get your hamburgers, you can get your falafel, and you can also get some authentic Thai cuisine, which I love. When I travel, I don't want to have a shawarma in Paris, you know. I want to have like a baguette or croissant, or I want to have in Thailand, I want to have pad thai. So I figured out how to make it, and I spoke to many different people who have got a kosher version of this. And just, it's so delicious, and it is so full of flavor. Let me just grab my recipe. Because believe it or not, even though this recipe is in my book and this is my version of the recipe, I always check my recipe, especially during a class. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to take tamarind paste. I'm just grabbing a spoon. So it's par pie. I just want to grab a par spoon. Sorry, I need a sec to grab par spoon. I don't want to mix up my pot. Okay. Okay, I'm grabbing a plastic. I'm lucky enough to have two kitchens. So this is my downstairs kitchen where I do my cooking classes or my catering or my Zoom, or my Pesach cooking, whatever. And when it's not Pesach, which is most of the year, I do cooking classes down here. So two full kitchens, of course, and I need the parva measuring spoon. I don't have it. Okay. The parva mixer. Okay, so what we're going to do is tamarind. Tamarind is a kind of a fruit that makes an incredible sauce. So they kind of like, and you extract the sauce, the juices from within the tamarind pod. It's really a pod. Sorry, not a fruit, a pod. And they extract the juices and they make tamarind sauce. It's used in a lot of Sephardic cooking as well, and a lot of Indian cooking. So now we have we're putting in our tamarind, our brown sugar. This is going to make a delicious sauce. Brown sugar, our lime juice. So we're going to take 2 limes. Have a look at this. This is so cool. Do you guys have this? I love this. And a lot of Asian cooking, a lot of Thai cooking has got limes. It's sour and it's sweet, it's spicy, it's hot. It's got a whole bunch of like different flavors going on all at the same time. So that was quite juicy lemons. I might not use all of that right now. Just use 3 of the halves. Okay. We're going to add in our soy sauce. We all know what that is. And we're going to add in our chili paste. Chili paste also found at your local kosher supermarkets. And we just want to bring that to the boil. I love the chili paste. You can add it to mayo if you want to make a really great, flavorful, spicy mayonnaise. Okay, so we're going to bring that to the boil. And meanwhile, I'm going to take my pad thai rice noodles. My rice noodles. That's going in the pad thai, I should say. And I'm just, now the water's boiling, I'm shutting the power off. I'm just going to let it sit in this. There's 5 little nests. Okay. You'll see it'll get nice and soft. Just a couple of minutes. This is cooking up nicely. We want the sauce, the sugars to dissolve. Like to clean up as we go. Fantastic. All right. All right. Now we're going to prepare the main part. Let's call it the stir fry. So always, you know, I like to have everything laid out in front of me. So I have cabbage. It's traditionally used Napa cabbage. I couldn't get any today. So just to, well, it's also easier. Sometimes you have the bags of, do you guys have the shredded cabbage already made checked in the supermarket? So I have that. So I got a checked cabbage that's shredded. I have beans. I know, yeah. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. It's very, very traditional to have in the pad thai the bean curds. I'm just looking for the bean sprouts. I'm sorry, not bean curds. I'm so sorry, bean sprouts. I think I know it's my own recipe. Okay, I couldn't remember the name there for a second. An onion. I'm going to shut off my sauce. I see that it's dissolved up really nicely. Okay, I've got a lime in front of me, the more limes, and the eggs and the oil. Oh, garlic. Here. I need my garlic. Okay, so we're going to have a knife skills class, everyone. Are you ready? Oh, this is my big pan. I'm going to move it out of the way for a minute. Maybe I'll leave it out of the way so you'll have a good clear shot. Okay, so we want to have an onion in the recipe, and I just kind of want to show you how to get this onion done nicely. You cut the knife. So this is the stem here, the stem, this long bit here, and this is the root tip. So I want to cut through it. Okay, I'm just going to change my knife and change my onion. In 1 second. I'll be, okay. So I'm going to cut this in half and I'm going to show what I'm going to do next. But let me just grab another knife and another onion because I'm not so happy with that onion. Sometimes when you crack it, something open, it doesn't look so good inside. Be right back. Guys, I'm really sorry. That's actually never happened before. The onion was like rotted inside. And I'm like, okay. So really, I want it to be perfect for you. So, okay, take 2. Okay. What do we call this? Anyone remember? Come on, I want to hear you guys. It's like school. Naomi school. Root tip. Stem, root tip, right? Good girls. Okay. Very good. You're doing great. So it's 4 eggs. We'll come back to that. I'm just going back and forth to the root tip. I mean, back and forth to the, checking the chat. Okay. I've got now root tip on the brain. We're coming again right through. Usually it's the avocado that's yucky, not the onion. Yay! Okay. Baruch Hashem. Okay, so I'm actually going to just show you a little bit of a knife skill. And then we'll come back to the recipe. I like to always do this when I do a class because as a cooking teacher, it's very important to me. So always have a sharp knife. We're going to peel this back. Okay, just give it a nudge with a knife, and then it'll peel back really nicely. But see how everything's staying on? Because I've got the root tip is holding it together. Okay. So now I'm going to cut down. Okay, I made cuts going down this way. Now I'm making cuts going inwards. So first I went like that, and now I'm going like that. 1, 2, 3, right? It's being held together. Now I hold it with a claw, and I cut. Can you see? I'm going to try to go side on so you can see. But see how this knuckle here, can you see? It's kind of hitting the knife first. That way I can look at you and not worrying about cutting my finger, because the onion, my knife is always hitting that tip of my knuckle, and it's kind of guiding it to cut. And look at this beautiful dice that I got, right? All from just knowing how to cut the onion well, okay? So even though this recipe calls for rings, to cut it into rings, which I'll do now, Summer will take the opportunity to have a cooking class, knife skill, all at the same time. Okay, so now I'm peeling it back. Okay, now we're going to make rings. That's how we need it for the recipe in any case. And see, I can cook and talk. Any one of you at kosher.com, I don't actually I do these videos, and I had someone teach me on the show along with my viewers how to cut properly. And really, she taught me, and I still do it now the way she taught me. So if you want to have more knife skills, you can catch me on kosher.com doing a knife skill class. Okay, so here we go. We're taking our giant fry pan. You don't have to use something so big, but I happen to have it and I really like it. So we're going to fry up that onion. I want to just start heating my pan for a minute because it is so big. Just adding another half an onion. Okay. It's such a big fry pan, so I'm just going to I'm being generous with the oil. Okay, so question. Oh, that's so cute about the kosher.com with your 3-year-old. That's awesome. Any oil, yes. So now we're doing like a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of oil. All my recipes, though, are in my book. Hopefully you guys all have my book. Do you have this sold in Manchester? When I come, I'm going to bring, but I don't know what I'm going to cut, which is, Corona has to go. Okay. We want to get that nice and hot. I also have some garlic. See, another cooking tip. See, this is all garlic. I buy big bags of peeled garlic from, we have Costco here. The book should be in Manchester. Sorry, somebody just popped that onto their screen. But the book is not in Manchester. Okay, Lehman's, Viking in England. Lehman's just distributed in Europe by Lehman's in England. So they should have the book there. You could ask your local Judaica store to get it. So I buy these back to the garlic. So we have big giant garlic. We have Costco, so we get these big bags of peeled garlic from under the OU. I buy the whole thing. I put it in a machine, zhuzh it all up, add a drop of olive oil, and then I make my own baggies of garlic. So much cheaper and so much, more economical. Okay. Yes, I made the book Perfect Flavors. That's me. I'm just trying to go back and forth between the I didn't want to dice the other onion. Someone just asked me why didn't I dice the whole thing. It's actually called for half moon rings. I just took the opportunity to do a mini cooking class within the class, so we could have like a knife skills class. You could learn how to dice. So I did dice and sliced. Okay, so now we're going to, but really, why waste that diced onion? We're just going to throw it in with the diced onion. I'm just concentrating here. Okay. And we're going to just saute that. Everything should always start off with a fried onion, right, guys? I have a salt well in front of me. I always have a salt well. Okay. Let's take a look. Look what happened here. It got sucked up all the water. Okay, now I'm just going to, and it's all nice and hydrated. Look how it changed from looking like a bird's nest to a delicious, yummy rice noodles. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to just throw it into the sink where I have waiting you can see, I have a colander. I'm just going to rinse it up with some water. Okay. Here you go. So see, it's just waiting now on the side. Okay. Let's saute that down. I'm just going to grab something from the other side of the kitchen. Okay. So here is my cilantro. Do you call it cilantro in England? In Australia, my mum calls it coriander. It's very typical flavors of Thailand. Okay, I'm going to the chat. I want to see what you got to say. Is there a lot of recipes in the book? Okay, while the onions are sauteing, I'm happy to just, it's like a pretty big book and color photographs. While the onions are frying, we might as well have some chit chat about my book, soups and meats and healthy dishes and some Mexican food and Shabbos ideas and lamb pizzas and meat and steak and roast and dairy and bobcat. That sounded so American when I said that. Fish, a lot of fish. I love fish. Look at that. Great fish recipe. Soups. Okay. And now the onions are ready. I'm going to throw in some crushed garlic. I also love fish. And now I'm just throwing my garlic. And now, even though this is defrosted, I can so easily throw it back into the freezer. You know what I'm saying? It smells so good here. Okay. In goes the cabbage. You always want to make sure your garlic doesn't burn because then it tastes bad and bitter. So our cabbage goes in. Whoops. soon start to look amazing. If anyone ever has questions, I'm very approachable. You can always send me a WhatsApp or a DM on Instagram or Google me. My information is out there. I love connecting with people. The Jewish people are one, you know, like we can, where we are or who we are, we can always find each other and chat about food, you know. So I just want this to shrink down a little bit. Okay. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to start preparing, is I have my eggs, my scrambled eggs. I'm just grabbing a fork. And I'm going to just scramble it. This smells so good. I wish you guys could smell this. It's basically a stir fry so far. Let's see the questions. I see 6 things in my chat. Somebody asked me if I do cooking classes in Manchester. Well, this is as close to Manchester as I've ever been. But I was supposed to come to London and Manchester in May. Remember they were having this K trade? So it never happened because of Corona. It's postponed to October. Hopefully I'll be able to come into October, but I'm not sure because of Corona. But I would love to come to you guys one day. We can cook together and you can take me to the restaurants in Manchester and show me around. I'd like to see shuls as well. Love Jewish history. Okay. That's starting to saute down. Okay. So someone just came in. So I'm just going to catch them up. We're making something from Thailand called Pad Thai. And I'm Naomi Nachman and I'm in Woodmere. Woodmere, New York, Long Island. But I'm from Australia. And here I am doing a cooking demo in London, in England, in Manchester. Okay. So here I push everything aside. Now I'm going to pour in my egg. And I'm going to let it set for a minute, like so. It should be like an omelet. I have over here my beans that are all ready, my bean sprout. I'm just going to give it a quick rinse. To perk them up a little bit. See how it's setting? Now that it's starting to set, I'm moving it around. That's how you should make an omelet in general. It makes it fluffy. And now I'm going to let it reset again. Can you guys see? I want to make sure you can see. I know the light is very strong on that. It's very white. It will mix with the eggs. You'll see. So this is the cabbage. Here is the eggs. Why I'm letting it set? Because I don't want it to be like rolled into it. And I want to see the pieces of the, let's call it an omelet. Okay, so now it's basically set. Now we're going to move to the next stage of the recipe. Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to push it aside. Now I'm going to add in the noodles. I'm going to add in the noodles. You see what I've done? Can you guys see? If you can't see, let me know. I'm checking the chat. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, great. Thanks. Okay, see? Now, we're going to let it sit there a second. Now we're going to add the bean sprout. And now we're going to take our sauce. We're We're going to mix it all together. I've made this without the egg and it's delicious. Just as delicious without the egg. You can make it with chicken. You can throw in pieces of chicken. Leftover chicken from the chicken soup, leftover roast. Save a piece that you're making for Shabbos. Make one extra piece and shred it up. But it's always got a protein. Really, really, really authentic dish. What happened? Is everything good? Are we okay, guys? Now we're going to take some cilantro. We're okay, great. This is called a rock chop. My knife is never leaving the board. There's always contact with the knife. And when I want to scrape things together, I don't want to ever do it with the good edge of my knife because it blunts the end. So I bring it together like this, and then I turn it back over. I'm going to just stir that in. How does that look, guys? So now we're going to take a nice bowl and we're going to start plating it up. So we want to give it a little extra squeeze of some lime. Well, I'm going to have a little nibble. Yeah. And I have a brand in this, right? Oh my God, guys, this has got so much flavor, but we're not done yet. I'm going to show you how to garnish it. See, because look how well we did the egg. It didn't get gooey or mushy inside. Like stayed as nice pieces on top. This would be a really cute appetizer if you did it with chicken. You could probably even do it with some fish. Not gefilte salmon. I have it to love. Now I'm taking some peanuts. I'm going to rough chop them. Make sure my flames are off. We serve with peanuts. They put peanuts in so many things in Thailand. So where's the garnish? So we're going to just, again, with the rock chopping, put some nuts on top. We're going to take some more cilantro from over here. Going to add some more fresh cilantro. We're going to take a wedge of lime. Ta-da! Guys, what do you think? Different? Delicious? You're so weird, Naomi Nachman. What are you eating? Okay. Okay, you don't have to use a wok. I just have a big frying pan. Thank you. It does look good and delicious. And I'm starving, so I didn't eat lunch today because I figured I would just eat this later. So how was that? Should we eat? Okay. It's usually really hard when you do a class and there's no one talking back at you. I hope you felt my energy. As you can see, I'm a really bubbly, enthusiastic person. And I'm telling you, I love to connect. I love to talk to people about food. I love to hear about what's going on in your pantry and in your kitchen and in your community with food. Yeah, it's definitely very different. If you're using chicken, do you leave the egg out? I would imagine you would, but you could leave the chicken. You could leave the egg there. Now I'm leaving the chat on. So let's question away. I would love to have that right now. I wish I could give it to you. Okay, let's go with the questions, comments, feedback. I do have the recipe written out. It's actually in my cookbook. The recipe for the Vietnamese summer rolls, actually, I have a very similar recipe. You can go to kosher.com and there are summer rolls. So you can look up my recipe on summer rolls, and there's actually a video of me making it. And the pad thai is in my book. Do you have any more questions? Thank you guys so much for being here and watching it and giving up an hour of your time to spend with me here in my kitchen. If anyone has any questions, so you can just leave out the tamarind. Tamarind is sour, so you maybe just want to add a little bit more lime, but you could use hoisin sauce. Do you know what hoisin sauce is? I'm going to see if I have some here. I have a whole supply system over here on the other side of my kitchen. Look, you want to see something funny? So you could use hoisin. See, that's the messy side of the kitchen where all the shelving is and all the stuff prepped for my class. And this was the neat side. You didn't see that neat before. And salmon will definitely go with it. I would cook the salmon first. And I would cook the chicken first as well. Like off on the side, and then throw it into saute in the end. Or the truth is, with the eggs and the salmon, I'm thinking about it now, just push the veggies over and cook it like we did the eggs. Just make sure that the salmon and the chicken are small cubes, that's all. I like your clock. Thank you. Someone made it for me. It actually has my business name on it. I'm the Aussie Gourmet because Aussie's Australian. So it's cute, right? Okay. What's cutting with a claw hands? Okay, so that's this motion. You hold the onion. I'm gonna show you with them like this. Like you hold it, say this is a lime, obviously, and you cut. See how I'm holding it? And the knuckle protects my hand, so I can look at you and cut. I'm not really gonna cut now because I'm in the air, but see that knuckle's always, the knife has contact with a knuckle only and not my fingers, so I can look away from, which you shouldn't, but I've done this a lot. And if you're doing it right, you will never cut your fingers. I'm here to answer any cooking questions that you might have, or anything about travel. Have you guys, tell me about Corona, what's going on? Are you able to move out? Are you able to have chasanas? When am I doing this again? Oh my gosh, you'll have to ask the people who made this event. I'm available I'm taking appointments now for Rosh Hashanah classes. But I want to come to Manchester. Yes, you could do any vegetables you want. So I'm going back to the chat. I live in Long Island, New York, but I'm from Australia. And could I add more veggies to the stir fry? Yes, you can do peppers, you can do zucchinis, carrots, whatever you like, but this is just more of the traditional route. I want to come to Manchester so badly. Okay, I'm not going to give out my number now, but you can ask Gitty and she can get it to you. Gitty is the person who contacted me for this. I'm self-taught to go to culinary school, so I'm basically self-taught. I did take a lot of culinary recreational classes. You are famous in America. That's what they say. I'm on YouTube, so I'm really on kosher.com, and they post a lot of my videos to YouTube. I do have a YouTube channel, but I don't think there's anything on there, and I have anything much exciting in any case. And I have a radio show on nachamsiegel.com. I've done about 250 radio shows, so that's also on YouTube. That's under Nacham Siegel Net. what's the difference with zucchini and squash? It's the same thing. It's just different colors, slightly different variety of it. It's all kinds of squash. There's, I always call the yellow one yellow squash and the green one zucchini. And then there's the patty pans. Do you guys get the patty pans, which is like a short, fat one? Like it's like a squat zucchini. So that's also another kind of, there's so many different kinds of zucchinis, and we are coming up to zucchini season as we move into the fall. Okay, do bean sprouts need checking? I'm not sure. I just wash everything really well, so make sure there's no bugs. But I've never seen it like ever sold with a, do not use till you checked. I've never, do you just do food? I also do cooking competitions, like Chopped or Ready, Set, Go. Ready, Steady, Cook, I think you guys call it. So I run those competitions. I did 3 in London when I was there in January. So you've heard it in a restaurant. The Samits are saying you can do this dish in restaurant. You have it in restaurants, but now you can make it. Yes, you can message me. You can email me. My email address is NZ, or Z. I don't know what you say in Manchester, but in America they say Z. nznachman@gmail.com. That's a good way. nznachman@gmail.com. We call it zucchini courgette, and squash is usually butternut. Oh, did not know that. Do I cater? Yes. I run a Pesach catering business, and it's actually my Pesach kitchen. After the Pesach this year, I turned it into a Zoom room. I always flip it back and forth anyway, so I recusher it. Everything's stainless steel and granite, so I cusher it for Pesach and back and forth. Okay. Do you cater? My business is called the Aussie Gourmet. Can you make lasagna? Sure. But I do a lot of Italian cooking classes. I show people how to make pasta from scratch and sauces and stuff. Have a good time with that. Okay. I have a lasagna recipe in my cookbook with butternut squash and goat cheese. Okay. Does anyone have any more questions? I love chatting with you guys. This is fun. Do you do Irish cooking? No, but I would love to learn how. I was supposed to go to Ireland this summer on a cooking camp. It was supposed to be in Italy, and then they switched it to, when Corona started, then we switched it out of Italy to Ireland. And then when we realized it's not just in Italy and Asia, they canceled the whole program and there was no more. Is there a tropical storm there? Not right now. There better not be, because it's my daughter's birthday today and I'm making her barbecue. So better not be. It's a beautiful sunny day. I wish I could take you outside with me. Are you an Irish? Okay, will you reach out to me and teach me Irish recipes? What is an Irish recipe? I don't even know. Oh, thank you. Happy birthday. I'll tell my daughter. I'd love to learn Irish cooking. I'd love to learn any cooking. I like to eat the local food. We spoke about that in the class. Whew, it's very hot in my kitchen. When I cook down here for Pesach, the only time I'm really down here a lot is Pesach time. And it's cool but Pesach, so you never get hot. You can have all the ovens going. I have 2 ovens in here and big pots cooking, and it's great. And it's not hot. But today, it's sunny. Like in the summer, when I'm down here doing the Zoom class, it gets very hot. Just out of interest, what time is it by you? Okay, so I'm going with all the questions. Happy birthday. My daughter's going to be 24. She needs a shidduch. Just putting that out there. But she's moving to Israel in 3 weeks, so it's got to be from Israel. The traditional food in Ireland is pasta. Did not know that. And out of what time is it? It is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Got about 2 minutes left before we're going to sign off. Okay, this is fun. I love the chat. How many people are still with us? Let's have a look. Participants, I can't see. 37 people. Oh my God, I love you guys. You are amazing. Okay. I don't know how to get this back. Chat. Where's the chat? Chat. I'm going back to the chat. Chat. Which kitchen did you work from on kosher.com before Corona? Okay. So I worked on somebody's kitchen in my neighborhood, and then I did my Corona videos, those quarantine videos. That's when I went scrambled in this kitchen right here. And that was really amazing. And you can follow me on Instagram. Somebody asked me, can I follow? Yes, please follow me. It's Naomi Nachman, my name. How many people on? Close to 30 something. Can I see your other kitchen? It's nothing fancy. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, I put in 17 years ago, so it's modern, but, still 17-year-old. And who's going to clean up my kitchen? Sadly, I'll put away some stuff and someone's coming to help me tomorrow, but I do a lot of it myself. And I'm going to the country tomorrow, to the Catskills, to do a whole bunch more cooking classes as well. Okay, so I think our hour is up. You guys were amazing. I love you guys. This is so much fun. I feel like I got on a plane and went to Manchester. So really, I can't thank you enough for spending time with me. And the people that really, the panelists, thank you for bringing me on and having me today. And we should all have Simchas B'chaim, and this should all go away, the situation, and we'll be together, and hopefully Mashiach will come. But if not, we'll be together through Zoom, or, just stay happy. All right, bye, everyone.